Does Trump have any military options to the Iran war without destroying the world economy? The U.S. ammunitions are extremely low. So, what are the military options here?
It's just not the ammunition shortages. It's also the fact that the ships and the aircraft break down. And so you see ships aren't able to be kept out at sea for more than a few months at a time. We had these reports last month of the United States sending more fighter squadron, more refueling aircraft to the region. There's a lot of supposition that this is to foreshadow a larger escalation of the war, greater attacks. That may have been the case, but more than likely it was because the aircraft that are already in the region are breaking down. Let's recall that when this war started on February 28th of this year, the U.S. Air Force, the Navy, the Marine Corps, their mission capability rates for their aircraft, meaning whether or not the plane can work that day due to maintenance issues, was 50%. So before the war started, American aircraft, one out of two of them, weren't available to take part because they were broken down. They had maintenance issues. And the same thing, more or less, for the ships in the Navy's fleet. So you have this one component of, your question of the ability of the American military to fight this war, to sustain this war. And certainly the United States can kill a lot of people. And we've seen that, we've seen that but can they sustain it? And then the greater point then that comes from that is to what end? So in addition to the American military being overextended, being exhausted, being superficial, if you will, you have this reality that it doesn't have a strategic effect. So you can launch these 40 days of airstrikes against Iran, fly 21,000 missions with your aircraft, launch thousands and thousands of missiles, and have what effect on the Iranians? Yes, you killed a lot of their people. You killed their senior leaders. You killed their supreme leader. You supposedly sunk all their ships and blew up all their planes. But what effect did it actually have? You see, he really doesn't have any, because they're running out of missiles and ships and planes, as well as the fact that even if they did have all those, even if the stores were full, the stockpiles were full of missiles, what effect would it have on Iran? What could be done in another campaign against Iran militarily that wasn't accomplished in the first 5 weeks? And so this is the reality you have here. And you had that really great caveat as well in your question, what could be done without destroying the world's economy? And that is what hangs over all of this. So certainly if the United States wants to escalate this further and bring real harm and immiseration to the Iranian people by destroying their critical infrastructure, by knocking out their power plants, 35, 40 C weather, and really immiserate the people, well, the return will be done to the Gulf Arab states as well as possibly Israel.